calm restless legs, reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
Happy Days milkshakes, endless flavors. Our top story tonight, there is a new treatment option locally for those recovering from a mental health illness.
We'll learn more about the facility at the We Care Regional Crisis Center. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Good evening. Individuals with diagnosed mental health illnesses can now stay in Lima to get extended care.
The We Care Regional Crisis Center now has undergone an expansion that will provide additional care to clients being discharged from the hospital or from their critical care unit. It will give them the counseling and care that will help them get back out into society.
I think it will really fill a gap in the community. When individuals come into our crisis stabilization unit, their typical length of stay is really only about 5 to 10 days. And what we've seen over time is that there really is an opportunity for us to be able to provide extended care for some of these individuals who really need a little bit more.
We're saving lives. We really, this particular building with the 2 levels of care that it offers saves lives, and it gets people access to treatment immediately.
The unit houses 9 beds with 8 private rooms and 1 double occupancy room. It's a secure unit that's separate from the critical crisis wing, and Cologne believes that mental health issues aren't diminishing, but are changing.
Experiencing different things. We're experiencing more anxiety, we have more depression, we have more trauma that's going on. But for those very biologically sick people who suffer from a severe mental disorder, we are saving their lives. And we are preventing them from having to go outside of our community to get better.
The $6 million project was funded from local, state, and federal dollars.
Vice President J.D. Vance is blaming what he calls the far left for turmoil surrounding the White House's deportation campaign. Vance was in Toledo this morning, making a stop in his home state before going on to Minneapolis in the afternoon. He criticized opposition to the administration's immigration enforcement. The vice president will meet in Minneapolis with immigration and custom enforcement agents. Protests have erupted in that city after an agent fatally shot Renee Good this month.
Most people in this country fundamentally still support law enforcement. They love what people do to keep them safe. They recognize it's dangerous. But what happened in the Democratic Party over the last few years is they allowed a very small band of left-wing crazies to drive the agenda, and that makes our cops and our federal law enforcement feel less safe. Makes it feel like their government doesn't have their back. Well, I promise them, every single police officer in this country and every single federal law enforcement officer in this country, we have your back, and that's one of the messages I'm trying to send by going to Minneapolis and talking to our ICE officers there.
Vance's appearance was primarily focused on bolstering the Trump administration's positive economic message. The vice president also took the opportunity to boost some of the Republican statewide candidates, including gubernatorial contender Vivek Ramaswamy and U.S. Senator John Husted.
One of the suspects in a Lima drug bust earlier this month has now been bound over to Allen County Common Pleas Court. 47-year-old Cantrell Island of Lima is charged with possession of cocaine between 27 and 100 grams, a first-degree felony. Island was one of 4 people arrested during a multi-agency operation that netted cash and drugs across Lima on January 13th. He's currently being held on a $250,000 bond.
A man accused of scamming an Auglaize County resident now in custody. The Auglaize County Sheriff's Office says that a St. Mary's resident reported earlier this month that he was the victim of being scammed out of a large sum of money. The victim had been speaking with scammers over the phone and through messaging. The scam involved the money being picked up by a male suspect. After a second sum of money was requested by the scammers, the victim reached out to law enforcement to report the scam. The victim worked with the sheriff's office and several other agencies, including the FBI, to arrange a second pickup. On January 21st, law enforcement arrested Xuan Zhao, a Chinese national, in the sting operation. He's currently in the Auglaize County Jail and has been charged with 2 counts of theft by deception.
Well, colder weather is back today, and we could be in for a stormy weekend.
Chief Meteorologist Adam Musson has a first check of the forecast. Hi, Adam.
Good evening. That's right. New this afternoon from the National Weather Service, a winter storm watch has been issued for our area, and it goes into effect at 7 p.m. on Saturday, running 24 hours through 7 p.m. on Sunday. So a long duration snowfall appears likely, and we could be talking about 6 inches or more over parts of the area, enough to shovel and plow, enough to make things slippery with blowing and drifting snow. Again, Saturday night and Sunday is when we're most concerned about this snow potential. For tonight, bitter and breezy, wind chills falling back to between 5 and 15 below. Bitter again tomorrow and Saturday. Then that significant snow is likely Saturday night and Sunday. We've got the complete forecast coming up. Back to you.
Thanks, Adam. And with that other Arctic blast and winter storm watch for the region, a local ministry is again opening its doors for people to stay warm.
Connected Hope volunteers will be at the Northland Community Church starting at 6 p.m. on Friday night through Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Anyone who's in need of a place to stay warm over the weekend can come in. They will have food and fellowship for all that attend. The church is located at 1698 North Main Street in Lima.
A petition for annexation to the city of Delphos was resubmitted to Allen County Commissioners this morning. The petition is just for over 9 acres of land located in Marion Township, adjacent to the city of Delphos. Speedway is interested in the property to build a grab-and-go station at Old Lincoln Highway and Lehman Road. This is the second time that they've submitted a petition of annexation to the Commissioners. Commissioners accepted the filing of the petition and have set a hearing date. It will be on Tuesday, March 24th at 1 p.m. to be held on the first floor conference room at 204 North Main Street. The hearing is open to the public.
Farmers and landowners spending the afternoon learning about what comes next for agriculture in Auglaize County. The Auglaize County Historical Society hosting Farming into the Future as part of their Barns Alive project. Organizers with the Historical Society say the goal is to help people learn more about how to take care of older barns, keep farmland in production, and start planning early for the next generation of farmers. Many barns across the county are decades old and were built for smaller equipment, creating challenges for the farmers who want to keep using them safely today. The program also included a presentation by the Auglaize County OSU Extension talking about how families can prepare for passing farms down from older generations.
These are family businesses. These are livelihoods. They're very complicated business enterprises. And knowing where to start with that task is very stressful on our farmers and on their carers. So figuring out how to take care of that early before Family Matters stresses that situation is what I'm here to help make everybody aware of.
The Auglaize County Historical Society has events planned throughout the year to celebrate America's 250th birthday. For more information, check out their Facebook page.
Student at Lima City Schools Heritage Elementary found out that good behavior can be well rewarded. Dozens of kids enjoyed a morning of duck, duck, goose, face painting, coloring, and making edible Play-Doh. It was the elementary students' reward for making good decisions and being well behaved this semester. The younger students were mesmerized by the older students, while the younger students captured the older students' hearts.
It just feels great, man. They all look up to us, basically, so it just feels great to bring them joy while they're in school, let them have some fun with us, and spend some time with them.
Happy to be here about them. It's nice to be here when they're learning, teach them new stuff, teach them about whatever they need to learn.
We are celebrating all of our students who had no office referrals and no bus referrals during second quarter.
Lima Senior early education students, cheerleaders, and the boys basketball team all came to Heritage to support their underclassmen.